Let's see if we can rabbit duck the concept of judge in Christianity. The idea of judge and judging has so many different facets in Christianity. Who gets to judge? What is judging? Should we judge? When should judging happen? Will God be a judge? Etc. The last question, the one about God being a judge, is the one I want to try to re-examine. If our understanding of judge streams from God as judge, then understanding God as judge should help to frame how we see the concept throughout the rest of Christianity. The question that I want to examine are, what kind of judge is God, and what does God judge? I think when we read, discuss, imagine, think about judge, our core analogy is a courtroom judge. A judge whose responsibility is to determine the punishment for offenses. One who is presiding over a trial and determining the severity of the punishment that is going to occur or needs to occur. The question I have is, why do we choose this as our core analogy when we know that there are different kinds of judges and ways to judge? What if the judge we have been seeing in our analogy wasn't the one God wanted us to see? What if our core analogy for the judge was a different kind of judge? For me, the other usages of judge seem to fit better with what it is that God says He judges, the heart. How do you judge a heart? I propose that you don't punish it, you evaluate it. This is where the other understandings of the word judge are helpful. Even though our core analogy for a judge is the courtroom judge, we know that this is not the only understanding of judge that can exist. In fact, almost any other usage of the word judge puts it in a distinctly different category than the courtroom judge. You can judge a diamond for clarity. You can judge an Olympic match. You can judge technique. You can make a judgment call. In all of these cases, the purpose of the judge is not punishment, but evaluation. The judge in these cases is not focused on implementing punishments. Their job is to evaluate something in light of a standard. The clarity of the diamond, the crispness of the routine, the accuracy of a technique, the results of a decision. Their judgment is not about punishment, it is about evaluation. This type of judgment seems more in line with what God says He does as a judge. God doesn't look at outward appearance, He looks at the heart. You can't punish a heart. You can examine it, evaluate it, see it, care for it, but you can't punish a heart. If God doesn't look at the outward, He looks at the heart, then He doesn't judge the outward, He judges the heart. And when He judges a heart, it isn't about punishment, it is about evaluation. Blessed are those with a pure heart, for they shall see God. What if God isn't a judge waiting to punish us? What if He's waiting to evaluate our heart to see if it's pure? What if when God judges, He doesn't look like man does at the outward, He sees the heart? What if His judgment isn't punishment, it's evaluation? I think it is. What about you?